Hey guys, Scar9 here, welcome back to my channel today, and Bungie did it once again. We got another huge update about the future of Destiny 2 and two amazing activities that will be coming relatively soon. Now the first one is going to be Nightfall Scoring. Regular Nightfalls will be scored based on two main mechanics, the kills that your team gets as a whole and the orbs that you guys produce. Now in addition, your score will slowly bleed over time to help encourage you to finish the encounter faster. However, they did mention that in the Challenge of Elders that this did not work really well, so they are hoping to tune this as time goes on. Now in addition to this, after 15 minutes of being in that Nightfall, you only earn half the points that you would normally, and after 18 you don't earn any at all. Now whenever you complete the basic Nightfall on the normal difficulty, you will get a challenge card from the end chest, and this allows you to activate optional modifiers on the prestige version of the Nightfall to get a larger score multiplier and get even more rewards, which we'll get into in just a second. Now there's a couple of current modifiers that they have, but they are working on more. So whenever this launches on February 27th with update 1.1.3, it will come with 5 base modifiers. These include Solar Arc and Void Burn, which are optional of course, and then also Extinguish, which makes your fire team return to orbit whenever you wipe, so like the OG Destiny 1 Nightfalls all the way back in vanilla, and then they find one called a Power modifier, which voluntarily makes you decrease your power in order for a larger score modifier. Now like I said, all of these things are completely optional and they only apply to the prestige version of the Nightfall after you get the card from the normal version. However, they do allow you as a player and as a team to earn a larger amount of points in these Nightfall activities to allow you to get some pretty prestigious rewards. They will be adding in strike-specific gear for every Nightfall boss, which you have a chance of dropping whenever you kill that boss, and they said it will not come from a chest, it will drop directly from that boss. In addition, as I've been asking for the last couple of months, it will be themed specifically to that boss. So essentially with this update, we will be getting the return of strike-specific loot. However, keep in mind that this will only apply to the Nightfall variant of that strike. Whenever you complete the Nightfall, you get an emblem unique to that specific Nightfall that tracks your high score on that specific Nightfall as well. So if you are doing a Nightfall on the Inverted Spire, the emblem that drops from it will only track your Inverted Spire high scores. If you manage to get that tracked high score over the world limit, whatever that is, they said that it is based on whatever the average is for the entire world. So if you manage to get it over that threshold, you then get a permanent aura whenever that emblem is equipped. And in addition to all of this, whenever you hit the top tier of scoring, which they have not decided on yet, like I said, it does depend mostly on what other people in the world manage to get, there will also be exclusive auras for these very top people. So that is very interesting. Essentially, if you want to take your time completing the Nightfall, now you can. There's no more time modifier, so you can take as long as you want. However, if you want to race through and get as many points as possible to compete on a global scale, you will now be greatly rewarded for it. I freaking love this change. I cannot wait for the addition. Like I said, it gets added on February 27th with update 1.1.3. To me, this is essentially like the PvE version of the Trials of Osiris. You guys are competing with other fire teams all across the world to get as many points as possible, and only the best of the best will have these exclusive auras, and I cannot wait to get all of this stuff. Now the next thing that they are adding is going to be these things called Loadout Raids. Every base raid and raid layer going forward in Destiny 2 should be getting a new version of the prestige difficulty, and this will be a weekly rotating modifier that will only affect one specific raid or raid layer at a time for that week. This new difficulty will be optional, however it will require you to use a specific loadout whenever you pick that specific difficulty of the raid. So this means that it will not only be on prestige difficulty for that raid or raid layer, you will also be forced to use a specific type of weapon in each slot. They gave a couple of examples, however these are purely conceptual, so don't plan on any of these actually being applied. The first example that they gave applies to the Eater of Worlds, and the modifier is Marksman. Precision damage is increased and landing a precision shot grants 1 ammo directly to the magazine, and the required loadout that you have to use if you want to do this difficulty is a kinetic hand cannon, an energy scout rifle, and a linear fusion rifle in your power slot. That is insane. This will make things so much more difficult because you won't have your curtain called to damage the boss. You also won't have things like your cold heart to damage the boss. You will be forced to use these specific weapons on prestige difficulty, which is really cool. Now the next example they gave takes place on the expansion 2 raid layer and has the modifier Gladiator. Your melee damage is increased and your melee kills grant bonus super energy, and then your required loadout is going to be a kinetic sidearm, an energy based submachine gun, and a shotgun in your power slot. So as you guys can see, this will greatly affect the speed of gameplay, and I cannot wait to see it. Now, all of you guys that are worried, just like I was, I actually think this is more of a reason to get excited. It will unfortunately be replacing the prestige difficulty. However, it'll make it more fun rather than just an endless grind of bashing your head into a wall because it can be so difficult at times. Now, this is projected to launch in May. However, one thing that kind of worries me is that there is no word on what the rewards will be yet. However, I expect them to be pretty big. I'm hoping for something like exclusive weapons on this type of game mode. However, at the very least, we better get exclusive cosmetics for beating this difficulty of the raid. Just think about it. If you had to beat Callus without a rocket launcher or a cold heart, it's gonna be pretty difficult, especially if you're forced to use something like a sidearm, a submachine gun, and a shotgun. It's gonna be very difficult to get the amount of damage that you need on the boss. Like I said, I'm extremely excited, but it is definitely going to be something that the great majority of the Destiny player base never gets to experience. So let me know what you guys think about these two brand new things coming to Destiny 2 down in the comment section below. In my opinion, they are both huge steps in the correct direction, and I cannot wait to play in these activities. But like I said, let me know what you think down in that comment section below. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like rating and to share it with your friends. If you're interested in watching either of the two videos on screen, you can click their respective annotations to be taken to them. If you're brand new to my channel, make sure to hit the giant version of my logo on screen to be subscribed for more awesome Destiny 2 videos and live streams. Thank you guys so much for watching today, and I will see you in the next video.